That's a 2022 Grand Cherokee Summit Hybrid. Over here, 2025 Ford Explorer ST. Now, hang on a second. There's a couple things we got to get out of the way here. Asterisks. I know that's not the right Exploder to compare against that. I know. There's not a fully loaded Limited or Platinum. I don't think they make a King Ranch. I think Platinum is the full-on Expedition or Explorer. I don't have that. So I've got an ST, which that's the sporty one. That's the quick one. But if you got up to a Platinum or whatever, it would have the same 3-liter twin turbo underneath the hood. But I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited about this. These are great. I am not knocking about. We got 10-speed automatic transmission, silky smooth, quick shifting, 400 plus horsepower, 400 plus pound-feet of torque. But right here, that's a hybrid. So we're 2.0 liter 4-cylinder turbo, and then it's matted up with a hybrid system. 370 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque. Now, I do want to say one thing before we get in here, and I do not mean to throw any shade, but I have to say this about this. I was doing some research on this so I could come up with the numbers and try to have a little bit of an idea of what's going on here. 39%. I want you to think about that. 39%. And I will put the exact article up there so you can see the number. 39% gave this vehicle 1 out of 5 stars. It's the reliability, because the vehicle is damn good looking. Excuse my language, but it's just all about the reliability. Anyway, mid-size SUVs, not crossovers. We're rear-wheel drive, we're real truck frames, we're real on SUVs. Not like Wranglers or Broncos, because those are like off-road SUVs. Okay, these are highway SUVs. They can still lock in 4-wheel drive. Both of them are 4-wheel drive. But, okay, it does have one thing. Let's go right over here, because one of the coolest things, and when I test drove a Wrangler 4xe, it has the same thing. And I do kind of like this. I think it is way, way cool and a very cool feature. You can run it on hybrid, which means it'll run electric and gas, obviously electric. It gets 26 miles of pure electric driving bliss. 26. No gas, just you and the nature, just you and nature. Or you can run it in gas mode only with that 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder. Let's go ahead and get price out of the way, because I want to go ahead and just get price right out of the way, right off the rip, because I was shocked. How much you think this thing was in 2022? Now remember, this is not even a 2025, this is a 2022. Okay, Grand Cherokee Summit 4xe. We're getting 56 miles per gallon there on the old E. Look at this, $76,255. Jeez, that's a big, big number. All right, so we've got Baltic Gray Metallic. I like that color name. Tupelo and black interior. We're gonna get all up in them guts. Look at them guts, all up in them guts. Look at that mahogany driftwood right there. Oh God, and it's got the screen over there on the passenger side. All right, 8-speed automatic transmission. There's all the normal stuff right there. Uconnect 5 with a 10.1 touch screen, 19 speaker, high performance audio. We got Jeep Connect. Here we go. Let's start looking at options. Optional equipment, we're looking at $495. That's for that Baltic Gray. Then we've got the Luxury Tech Group, and that's Luxury Tech Group 5. That's $275. That gives us a wireless charging pad and a manual 2nd row window shade. Then we've also got front passenger interactive display. Casey, what does that mean? Well, it's $1,100, and what that means is see right over there, it's got its own screen that the passenger can plug up their phone to. Don't worry, isn't that unsafe for the driver? The way it is angled, the driver is not supposed to be able to see it, because that's the exact same thought that I had. I went straight to the research, straight to Google, because I didn't know, but we know now. All right, so we were ringing in right there at $76,255. Now, that was in 2022 money. I don't know what it is in 2025 money. While we're doing stickers, let's go ahead and come over here to the Exploder ST and let's have a little look-see. All right, so we are looking at 2025 Explorer ST rear-wheel drive. It's not all-wheel drive, so I lied. You can get this in rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. We've got a Gate Black and Onyx Miko seats. We're rocking that 3-liter 10-speed. We have got the Sun and Sound package for $3,000. That gives us a 14-speaker B&O sound system and a Vista panoramic roof. So guess what that means? It means you're winning the speaker contest by 5. That's not good. So Jeep's up already. Multicolored front seats, multi-contour, excuse me. Keyless entry pad for $455. Inflator kit. Delete, oh no, they deleted the spare tire, which means there's an air compressor back there. They're going to throw the front license plate bracket in. $59,285. This is getting 18 miles per gallon in the city, 25 on the highway. So double MPG. Let me say that one more time. Double. That gets 56 miles per gallon, 25 miles per gallon. All right, let's do this. Before we get in here, I would like to say thank you to Ford of Murfreesboro for allowing us to look at your vehicles and play with your inventory. I would like to make one more little caveat. This vehicle has not been detailed yet. This was a trade-in that they received, and it hasn't been detailed yet. I promise they don't send their cars out dirty. This one just hasn't been cleaned yet. Matter of fact, after this, I believe it goes and gets its cleaning done. All right, here we go. We got a little Jeep floor mat right there. What all we got going on? We got a spare tire. Whoa, there's your charging stuff right there, your hookups and all that. Got some little bins right there for some storage and all that. The full-size spare tire, that's pretty cool. That's another strike against the Exploder because it's got a air compressor. We got a 12-volt back there, and that's about it. A couple of those 19 speakers, and that's about it. There is no third row seating. So now you can get this with a third row, but you've got to move up to an L. That has a third row. Well, you know what? I kind of like to do this one-on-one. That way we can see it at the same exact time. I do my reviews a little different, and that's just the way it goes. All right, I've got the quad exhaust back there. Entirely different driving experiences, although the Jeep has more power. Okay, so with the third row up, obviously the Jeep will win that competition. But if we lay both of these seats down here in the back, now the Exploder has the large carnivorous hole. You see what I'm saying? So in these two right here, obviously that wins. If a Grand Cherokee L was here, that might be a different story. But right here, the Explorer is going to win. Look at those girthy armrests. Now, I will say this. I have been in a Platy Ford Explorer. That is a deep little hole right there, so you can put some groceries and stuff down in there. There is that air compressor right there. There it is, kids. If you have a spare tire on the interstate or the side of the highway, that is what you have to work with. We're done with the back right back there. All right, coming on over here. We haven't done the squishy squish test, but since we're over here on the Exploder, we'll go ahead and keep moving on, and we'll move over there. This is actually not fair. The Jeep is going to win this handedly. I'd need the Platinum Ford Exploder right here to do this, because once we get over there, I will say this, it does have some very nice squishy squishes going on right there. A lot of squishy squish. This is Posturepedic squishy squish. Hard plastic down low. You got a Sprite can holder right there, a couple water bottle holders. We got mat pockets on both of the back of the seats. You got vitamin C's right there, vitamin D's to charge up phones, tablets, and whatever else you may need. You've also got a full-blown power outlet. We got heated seats in the back row right there. We've also got automatic climate control. The big huge twin panel moonroof is in this one. You've also got vents going on the center console, or in the headliner right there, excuse me. Captain's chairs right there. It does have the ST insignia right there. I'll try to move around so you can kind of see that. Let's do that right there, and that's how you enter the third row. All right, here we go. I feel so bad. The Jeep interior is so nice. God, this is not fair. I need that Platinum. All right. All right, here we go. Got the old vent shade right there, or the sunshade for the newborn child, or whatever, nieces and nephews, granny and pop people coming down to visit, sitting in the back seat. That way that morning sun's not getting in their eyes. Now, we got to talk about this for just a second. They've been harvesting this wood from forests of unknown origin. Processing, sanding, lacquering, sanding. Anyway, after decades and millions of years, maybe not millions, but thousands of years of cultivation, The wood was finally ready. Stellantis slapped it in here along with this pillow top squishy squish. Oh, look at this. Although I will say this, the squishy squish is not as squishy squish as the Explorer. That is very nice touchy though. The wood, actually, that is the most complete, luxurious door panel I think I may have ever seen. All right, we've got, God, look at that. We got pockets on the back of the seats right there. We've got USB-Cs, USB-Ds down there. We got a real 12 volt or a real power outlet down there. Automatic climate control, heated seats right here. So we're looking at the same equipment going on both ways. Got a center cup holder right there. God, look at that interior. That looks fantastic. Sorry, I'm not trying to play favorites. Here's the way I look at it. The exterior of a car is very important. The interior of a car is very important. You spend a lot of time in the interior of a vehicle. A lot of time. All right, here we go. Power windows, power door locks, memory seats. This part right here, so you've got extra controls right here. So we'll kick this out right here. Give it a little extra under thigh support right there. Power telescoping, tilting steering wheel, Summit ingrained in the seat right there. God, those are some good looking seats. All right, let's bring the Jeep to life. I've got it in 2-liter 4-cylinder mode. This one's showing right at 50,000 miles. Let's see here. We've got 177 miles of range total, and it looks like we've got 167 miles of fuel and 10 miles of just pure energy bliss. Up here we've got automatic parking on. Let's go ahead and turn on our passenger screen. So we'll press that. There's your screen right there. Vents are everywhere. We've got heated seats, heated steering wheel, cooled seats, USB-Cs, vitamin Ds, and HDMI to plug in right there. I guess that's probably for the passenger screen, so somebody can plug in whatever they want. If you've seen one Jeep key fob, you've seen all of them. There's all your different modes right there. You just use the toggle to scroll through. It does give you a little video game thing to play with. So let's go into snow, automatic, sport. Oh, I love the checkered bottom. That looks good. The checkered floor, sand and mud, and I guess that's it. And then we go to inner rock, shift to 4-wheel drive low. We don't want to do that. We've got leveling suspension. 4-wheel drive low button, cup holders right there. Let's go ahead and get into the center console right there. It is a it is a bi-level center storage right there. The telescoping, or the sunroof is a tilting and a sliding. There are your garage door controls. All right, real quick, let's go over here to the Explorer and let's fire it up right here. The number pad's been going on for decades and decades. Ford is on this now. Remember, I understand that I should have a platinum here. There's not a platinum for me to choose, so I had to go. God, look how jacked up that suspension got. Holy crap. Dang, look how jacked that up. When we go back over there, we'll lower it all the way. Jesus. Wow, we can have a little ground clearance there. All right, we've got the old 2-popper for the hood. We'll do that in just a second. We've already done the squishy squish. We got power windows, power door locks, triple memory seats right there. Automatic light controls. We do not have a power telescoping scalping wheel, but you do in the Platinum. We do have dual power seats. These are the sport seats. So we've got leatherette on the side, and we've got Alcantara suede on the center. This is a 2025 Ford Explorer, and there was a big refresh on 2025 Explorers from the front and the back, but also the interior. And this is one of the big things that it benefited from the refresh, is this massive screen. We've also picked up this little catch-all shelf right here. It does have in this trim level a wireless charging pad, but in lower trim levels it's just a catch-all shelf. You've also still got Down here, your USB-Cs and BDs and all of that like you had in the 2023s, and that still got that hole down there so you can catch all some more stuff. Dial transmission controlling a 10-speed automatic transmission. Let's go ahead and get that off of there, and let's go through the drive modes. Oh, they took out, oh, there it is. I was like, no, surely they didn't take it away. There's slippery, icy, snowy roads, balanced everyday driving right there. Then we're going to keep on moving on right here. We're going to go into eco-efficient driving. Now we're into sport, spirited on-road. Tow haul mode, I love that one right there when they latch up all the gears. And then come over to this way, and we got one more, and that is trail. Little light off-roading right there. Single out the front, got the Menage out the front. You could also look at the trailer hitch, or you could also look at the back of off the back of the hitch. Traction control, electronic parking brake, cup holders going on right there. There's your center console with a couple more USBs right in there. This one does have a big, huge twin panel moonroof, just like the Jeep does. And there's a look-see back there for the Ford Explorer. Let's get on to engines. All right, here we go. 2 liters worth of 4-cylinder. That is the gas-powered part of the 4xe. Then it's a little mild hybrid system on there. The power's amazing. 370 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. That's pretty fantastic. 2-liter 4-cylinder is the main power plant. Over here, there is no hybrid available. There is no anything. The Explorer, you've got 2 different engine options. You can rock the 2.3 EcoBoost. That's the Mustang engine. That's about 300 horsepower and like 310 pound-feet of torque. Or you could have this. This is the 3-liter twin-turbo V6. This shares its engines. This engine shares with the Bronco Raptor and also the Ranger Raptor. Strut tower bar, because it is a pretty capable little SUV, I'm not gonna lie. All right, I guess it's time we need to go for a ride in these, don't we? It does look so good. All right, I've got it in hybrid, but we'll get a little used to it so you can feel when all that stuff starts, you can feel the torque's just immediate. All right. Oh, it's riding like a Jeep, that's for sure. That screen over there is still amazing to me. I mean, combined, we're looking at like 30 inches worth of screen right here, I believe. Well, yeah, 10.1, 12.1, and I don't know, but I think that's like 11, the gauge cluster screen. So yeah, we're rocking 30 inches worth of screen. So I guess if you hate screens, the future's gonna suck. Whoa! It's like a double-edged deal. It's like, okay, that's the problem. You got to wait for it all to get to clicking. And then once it gets to clicking, holy Toledo, Batman. But God, it's like stages, okay? All right, we're going to click in stage 1. Are you sure you want that one? Yeah, I'm ready. Are you sure you want stage 2? Yeah, scramble the boost. I think the national average now is 15,000. So this is just a spec high, but it's not bad. What is this Mazda doing right here? You make me nervous, little Mazda. You go first, and then we'll go. Let's do this. There it comes. Oh, God. Oh, it pulls on you pretty hard right there. But it doesn't all come on at one time. It comes on in like levels. All right, we're going to come right on out of here. Since we are about out of fuel, we are not going to make the normal loop. Speaking of performance, I don't want to ring it out too much. It is a brand new car, but that'll give you an idea of what it is. It's got plenty